Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Day 8 of the TGC Summer Anniversary series. And on today's episode, I'm going to be telling you what my 8th favorite album of all time is, and that is the sophomore record from what was originally known as a supergroup, Saint Asonia. And of course, that sophomore record is known as Flawed Design. It released in 2019. October of 2019, to be exact, and I remember actually getting this record right away. For some reason, despite this coming out on way smaller label, Spine Farm Records, and not RCA like with the self-titled album, I remember literally, my mom and I used to go grocery shopping every Sunday, and we went into our local Walmart and happened to go through electronics, and I literally saw the record sitting there, and then I got it as, I want to say, like a late birthday present or something. But yeah, it was super cool. I had been following the pre-release singles at the time, so obviously those were like This August Day, The Hunted, and Beast. And of course they would then release, I think, a couple more as singles later. But yeah, I was following the pre-release singles. I knew they were coming out with Flawed Design. I was excited for it, and to see it there at the time was really cool. So I picked it up, and of course at the time, I don't know if it was like some sort of like retailer exclusive thing or not, but it was just right there at launch, the deluxe version of the album. It has 2 extra songs. Those are Say Goodbye and Weak and Tired. And while that was the way I first listened to the album, I'm only going to be doing the original 11 tracks on the album because that's how most people have experienced the album for this full-on ranking, like I've done with Sam's Town by The Killers and 3 Days Grace's Transit of Venus. But yeah, I'm talking all about Flawed Design, which I personally think, to get into it right away, I think Flawed Design is Adam's best writing, period, on an album. I love his writing on this album. 1X is still very close second in terms of the writing, even though as a whole album experience, I prefer Life Starts Now to 1X. Again, I also know unpopular opinion there, but whatever. Yeah. And also, I do like this album as a whole. Not just the writing, but as a whole, I think this album is probably the best thing Adam's name is attached to, personally. I like the instrumentals of Saint Asonia. I think they are better here than on the self-titled album, though I have started to come around on the self-titled Saint Asonia album a little bit, especially on my official re-listen of it a couple years ago, I think, at this point. It was either late 2023 or early last year, early 2024. But yeah, regardless, I like this album a lot. I really like what Mike Mushok adds with his guitar work, and his guitar work is definitely missing from the EPs that came later, namely Extrovert, which was the second one. I know there's songs on Extrovert where Mike's actually not even credited himself on it, which is a bit weird. Most bands at this point will just have every member credited, and not just like, oh hey, this is performed by this band or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I do think on some of the EPs, Mike's guitar work does feel like it's missing. Definitely feels like there's something missing there for sure. But I like his work a lot here. I like Adam's writing, and I like the instrumentation as a whole. It's a very solid hard rock album for sure. Like I said, it's my favorite thing that Adam's name is attached to for sure. With Transit of Venus being a close second behind this one. And Life Starts Now and 1X for me following right behind. But this is like the one for me, for sure. But anyway, now that I'm done rambling about that, let's get into the actual ranking of the video. We have our opening track to Flawed Design, which is Blind, which is an absolute rager. It's a killer way to open up this album. And genuinely, this might be the best opening track Adam has ever penned. firing on all cylinders here right from the get-go. I love Blind as an opener, and just as a song, period. It's never been quite my favorite, but it's always been up there for sure. So of the 11 songs, I'm going to give Blind, at least right now, a very comfortable 3. But then we move into definitely more of an underrated track on the album, and that is Sirens featuring Sharon Den Adele from Within Temptation. And both of them sound very good vocally on this track. Adam and Sharon. And it's also another really good song. Like, I really like this song a lot. And honestly, I think as of right now, I'll put Sirens at number 5. And then we come to a song that Adam has talked about before that he wrote for one of his children. This August Day. And I've got a bit of a weird kind of relationship with This August Day because I like it, and I liked it a lot when I first was listening to the album. But as time's gone on, I don't care for it as much anymore, to be completely honest. So This August Day, I am actually going to slot in at number 8. Then we have the lead single for the album, The Hunted, which released in either June or July 2019 with a cool music video to accompany it. And actually no, the official music video came out later, but initially it came with a lyric video. Regardless, this song also features Sully Erna from Godsmack, and Sully gives what is the only vocal performance from him that I like on this song. You didn't need that information, but you got it anyway. I've said it before, but yeah. I mean, I've never been a Godsmack fan. I think they have a few songs that are okay at best, but never really been a fan. I don't really like Sully's voice very much. But The Hunted is a great song. It's definitely a strong song on the album, not my favorite, but it's a strong song. I do like both people's performance. I like how, like I said, I like Sully's vocals on it as well. I think he and Adam work well together. I like Sully being in the bridge, works very well. I like his backing vocals on the verse or the choruses as well. So yeah, I think The Hunted is solid as hell. But I'm going to give it also right around the middle. I'll give it number 6, right below Sirens. And then we have Ghost, which was co-written by Dustin Bates of Starset fame. And it's also a very strong song. And at this point, this one might just be my number 4. I really fuck with Ghost a lot now. But we have, if I remember right, what was the 3rd pre-release single, and that is Beast. And I've never been a huge fan of Beast, to be honest. I still like it. I think it's good, but like I said, I've never been a huge fan. It's definitely, at this point, one of, I think, the weaker songs on the album, personally. And Beast, I'm gonna give Beast number 10. It could change, but for now, I'll give Beast number 10. As we move on to a deep cut on the album, The Fallen. And I like The Fallen, to be honest. And where am I gonna put it? I think The Fallen, I will give number 7. I feel good about number 7 for The Fallen. Then we have another deep cut right after, and that is Another Fight. And if The Fallen gets number 7, Another Fight I'm going to put at number 9. Though gut reaction, actually, I'm going to swap This August Day and Another Fight. Yeah, This August Day 9, and then Another Fight still being right after The Fallen. I like that. I like that a little bit more. Then we have the title track, Flawed Design, and this has actually, it was one that I liked quite a bit, but it's only grown with me, and I love the song now, and it is easily my number 1. I love the title track to this album. I love Mike's guitar solo late in the song. I think it's very good. And we have 2 spots left, and I feel very strongly about the 2 left. So we have Justify, which I'm going to say right away is going to get that final number 11 spot. It's definitely always been my least favorite. I think it's the most forgettable, and it also, to me, just feels like the most, like, 3 Days Grace track on the album, and that's not inherently a bad thing, because I do still like 3 Days Grace, but to me, again, Justify feels the most 3 Days Grace on the album, and it doesn't do as much for me as the rest of the songs. But then we finish off the, I guess, standard edition of the album with Martyrs, track 11, and I like Martyrs, though it is really interesting that Adam, basically any project that I know of that Adam's worked on, has always ended with a much softer song. I don't always want to call them ballads, but something to that degree, obviously. Some are ballads and then some aren't, but definitely more of a softer, slow-moving song is the way that a lot of his projects end. And Martyrs is no different to that. I like Martyrs a lot, though. And at this point, I think... So I'm actually going to give Martyrs number 3. And then Blind, I'm going to move to number 2. Yeah, so let's run through it again. That is Flawed Design, ranked on a very quick gut reaction for the TGC Summer Series. My top track, I think, is the title track, Flawed Design, followed by the opener, Blind, then the closer, Martyrs, and then we have Ghost at number 4, we have Sirens at number 5, we have The Hunted at number 6, The Fallen at number 7, Another Fight at number 8. We have This August Day at number 9, Beast at 10, and then Justify at 11. And I like that. I didn't move things around anywhere near as much as I did for the first 2 editions of the gut reaction album rankings for the summer series here. But that's fine. I do really like what I have here. I do. So yeah, I think that works. And my top 3 definitely being Flawed Design, Blind, and Martyrs, I think, yeah, it definitely works. I really like Ghost and Sirens being where they are as well, being still high up. Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. But that was some relatively quick thoughts on Flawed Design, Saint Asonia's second record from me. That was also a very quick, on a gut reaction ranking of all the songs. Again, I've listened to this album a lot, so I didn't have to like re-listen to anything like I did with some of the stuff on Sam's Town, because that had just been a while since I'd listened to some of those songs. But yeah, these songs I know pretty well, felt really strongly for them, and yeah, I do like what I've got here. But that was day 8 of the TGC Summer Anniversary Series, 2025 edition, of course. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment below, stuff on social media, do all that good stuff. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about 3 Days Grace, Saint Asonia, Flawed Design specifically. How would you rank the songs on the album, etc., etc. You know the drill. But hope you enjoyed it all, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.